Yeah, so the VA published an article titled Trust in VA Among Veterans Patients Rises to 91.8%, up 6% from 2018. And this is something that I really want to dive into because a 91% approval rating for anything, and I mean anything, is absolutely solid, and some would say unheard of or insane. Now, I could take out some phrases of this article and paint a really, really good picture or a really, really bad picture, but instead of acting like the news, let's just go ahead and read the dang article for ourselves. After we read the article, then you can make whatever decision it is that you want to make. Now, before I read the article, all right, I want to give you my thoughts, and I'm all about giving credit when credit is due. And now, of my experience, all of my healthcare has been out of the VA Medical Center in DC and Washington, DC. And to be honest, I don't really have any complaints. Now, the traffic to get there is absolutely insane and wild, no matter what time of day we're talking about. But as far as the facility and my healthcare team, I really have no complaints. All right. So that's just my personal experience. I totally understand it's not the same. A lot of my friends use the VA in Fredericksburg, which they do not have the same experience as I do. So I'm sure it's very depends on where you're at, right, and which healthcare team that you have. But let's go ahead and dive into this article. There's the title there, published on April 17th of 2024. All right, I don't know what I did there, but here we are. We're back in action. Okay. So today, the Department of Veteran Affairs, yada, 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 up from 85.6% in 2018. The VA began conducting this survey, right? So we got to understand who they are surveying. Veteran Trust has increased during each of the past 6 years. All right, this is good. This is all good news, okay? Now, context is key here, but at face value, this is good news. This finding is based on a survey of more than 480,000 veteran patients. That's a pretty good sample size, who received VA healthcare in the past 90 days. The past 90 days of, I assume, April 11th. So within this year. Within 1 week of using VA services, these veterans were asked whether they trusted the VA for their healthcare across a variety of categories, including scheduling an appointment, healthcare visits, in-person pharmacy, mail order pharmacy, labs, imaging, and veteran safety. I will say this about the pharmacy, right? And I'll go ahead and show you. For some reason, I keep my big bag of medication here. This is all medications. VA does not play around when it comes to making sure veterans have medications, right? I would actually say a little too much. That's neither here or there. I'm not a big fan of medications, but when I absolutely need it, I go ahead and partake, right? But whatever. This survey mirrors the findings of recent independent studies, okay? According to those people, VA hospitals outperformed non-VA hospitals on all 10 core patient satisfaction metrics, including overall hospital rating, communication with doctors, communications about medication, willingness to recommend the hospital, and more. VA healthcare has also consistently outperformed non-VA care in peer-reviewed studies, so that is good. The peer-reviewed studies are good, right? Overall quality ratings and affordability for veterans. This is kind of a no-brainer here, like duh. But the peer-reviewed studies of VA healthcare is outperforming non-VA care. That is good news, okay? Peer-reviewed is the way to go. Now, there's some context missing that we don't really know, right? And to be honest with you, I'm not going to do a hardcore deep dive into this. I'm just kind of taking this at face value from the VA. And you know what? It might be one of those things. We reviewed ourselves internally and found no wrongdoing. It could be that, or it could be that VA healthcare is on the rise. And hey, from my experience, this does fall in line. Now, a 91% approval rating is kind of insane. All right. But whatever. Today, VA is delivering more care and more benefits. to more veterans than ever before in our nation's history. That is a fact. That's 100% true. Setting an all-time record of care provided in 2023. As veterans' trust in VA has increased, more veterans have begun to choose VA care. Okay. I wouldn't say that's it might be correlation at best. I would say it's weak. I think veterans have seen increased VA healthcare due to the PACT Act alone. Not necessarily that because of veterans' trust. So that statement's a little skewed in my opinion. But VA has enrolled 401,000 veterans in VA healthcare over the past year. All right, again, probably due to the PACT Act. This is the highest number of enrollees in a single year in at least 5 years, and nearly 50% increase over the pandemic enrollment of 2022. That's definitely PACT Act related. So not that I'm bashing the VA, okay, although it's very easy to do sometimes. I'm not trying to do that. All I'm saying is the stats are inflated because the PACT Act was passed and it was effective January of 23, backdated to August of 22. So yeah, obviously there'd be a rise in benefits, not just healthcare benefits, but all benefits. But sure. Now here's a quote from our homie VA Secretary Dennis McDonough. Says, "We at the VA work to earn the trust of veterans every day, in every part of the country, every time they come for us for their care." I'll tell you this, I genuinely believe that the Secretary means that. I think the VA has good intentions, but there's a lot of red tape of processes. And then, of course, the damning of CMP examiners, right? Contracting CMP examiners and not being transparent with veterans from the VA to the veteran and CMP examiners is the VA's downfall, in my opinion. But we're proud that more than 91% of veterans now trust VA healthcare. All right, I'd be proud too. But we still have work to do. Yes, absolutely. By measuring veterans' trust, we can not only learn what we're doing well, we can also learn how to get better. Okay, solid statement, right? And here's the Undersecretary for Health. Delivering world-class healthcare begins with trust. Sure, whenever a veteran walks into a VA facility, we want them to know that we are going to take care of them. That'd be good. That's the standard to which we hold ourselves, and we'll never settle for anything less. Yes, a lot of events have happened in the past that really led, kind of started a fire under the VA's behind for that. But it talks about historic bipartisan PACT Act. So now they mention the PACT Act, right? And they say expanding VA healthcare and benefits to millions of veterans. Obviously, we would see the rise in veterans taking advantage of those benefits. But I will go ahead and leave this article in the pinned comment. And what I really want is your opinion, okay? If you have experience with VA healthcare, let me know, like what state, what city you're in, if it was good, if it was bad, if it was so-so, whatever it is you want to say. And bonus points if you can give an argument as to why you feel, a positive experience at your VA facility or a negative experience. And then within the comment section, we can kind of take our own poll to see, if we do have a 91% approval rating, if our comment section reflects the approval rating that the VA is reporting here according to those studies. So go ahead and let me know in the comments.